Welcome back to the Curiosity Cave. Some great news this week on the hobby front and on the personal health front. Um, Went in for an MRI this week, and as a follow up from when they found the adenoma near my pituitary and messed up a lot of my systems. I had double vision, and as several of you know that have watched my channel, and all started out with migraines, and my pituitary area was enlarged quite a bit, according to the MRI. So the MRI, the follow up I had this week, showed that my pituitary was back to pretty much normal for someone my age, and the growth that was in there had shrunk. So that's really good news. The doctor was very pleased, the neurologist, and the only issue is all the systems that this messed up. They're not reversible, so I'm stuck with the steroids and thyroid medicine, etc., until I talk to my endocrinologist in November, and we'll go from there. So it looks good right now. Um, I guess you can um, tell by the smile on my face. And the second part is a great week for my hobby collecting. Um, I picked up two of my top five most difficult exhibits, or I should say maybe top six difficult exhibits to find for a reasonable price. And I also picked up a nice football exhibit at the Minnesota Card Show this weekend. I didn't show it during my pickups because I wanted to save it, show it with my exhibits. So that being said, um, I think I took over 10,000 steps yesterday, or and felt pretty good after doing that. Just a little soreness in the knee today when I move the wrong way, but we'll get on with the cards. What people like to see, I like the cards to be the star. I'm not here to be a star. I'm not here to be anything but somebody to present sports cards and a little bit of information. My wife calls it useless trivia. I call it fun trivia. So I'll start out with my first exhibit. This guy was an All-American at Northwestern. Otto Graham. His first college game, he returned a punt for 90 yards for a touchdown. And he went on to be a great quarterback at Northwestern. He also signed up for the military for during World War II and played for several of armed service teams. Went to Colgate, played for their naval team, and after the war, he went to play with Paul Brown in the Cleveland Browns in the All-American Football Conference or League, and he was an All-Pro there. Cleveland won 4 championships, 4 years he was there, and then they joined the NFL in his first year in the NFL, won a championship. He ended up with 7 championships altogether. Just an awesome player, often overlooked. Otto Graham. Awesome pose. This is from 48 to 52. This card. Love the card. I just recently had the George Mikan from this same era a while back. And now we'll get to the 46 or 47 through 66 exhibits, and I'll show you the last two that they're a little more expensive and they're a little more difficult to find. You might be surprised who they are. We'll start with Pete Ward. if you saw my top 10 cards I like to have in my collection before I die, um, they were also from this era, toward the end, toward the 1966 era. There's a Mantle portrait, a Whitey Ford portrait, a Moose Gowan, and a Bobby Richardson. This is Pete Ward, printed in USA. Nice pose for the camera. This is, these cards are generally over $100, and they're not easy to find. If you do a search on eBay, you might find one or two. They'll be a little bit more expensive. The second guy I got, Ed Kranepool. One of the Miracle Mets from '69. It's just that his card came out late in the series and there wasn't as many of them printed, so they're a little bit more difficult to find. Of course, they got the blank cream color backs. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching, everybody that's given me well wishes. Looks like things are on the upscale for me. Still gotta live with the effects of what happened, and I can do that with the way things sit today. So hope everybody has a great weekend. I'm gonna try and get to some card shows this weekend. I'm gonna be set up in Fargo, so if you're in the Fargo area, stop by and say hello. If you have some exhibits you want to sell, trade, bring them along. I'll take a look at them, see if I need them. I'll bring my checklist along. Also looking for Kirby Puckets and Old London coins. I'm down to 7 of those. And maybe I'll do an update video and show you what I have one of these days. So thank you, everybody, and see you next week.